Imagine you are 17 years old. You just finished school. Your friends talk about the future, university, jobs, dreams. But then a letter arrives. Not a college acceptance letter. A military order. In North Korea, you don't choose to join the army. You are required to serve. And not for 2 years. Not for 4. For 10 years of your life. You enter the army as a teenager. And you leave it as a man almost 30 years old. 10 years of hunger. 10 years of cold winters. 10 years inside one of the most controlled military systems in the world. This is the life cycle of a North Korean soldier. From a 17-year-old recruit. All the way to the Supreme Commander himself. Level 1, the conscript. In North Korea, military service is not a personal choice. It is written directly into the Constitution. Every male citizen is required to serve in the military. Most boys are recruited at 17 or 18 years old, immediately after finishing secondary school. During school they study normal subjects like math and language. But they also study something else very intensely. The history of the Kim family. Students memorize the lives and achievements of Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un. They can repeat their birth dates, accomplishments, and revolutionary stories almost the same way a child in another country memorizes the alphabet. This education is not accidental. It prepares them for military service. Because the North Korean military does not exist only to defend the country. Its main purpose is to protect the ruling Kim dynasty. When your conscription notice arrives, you report to a military induction center. Your head is shaved. You receive a uniform that usually doesn't fit properly. North Korea's textile industry struggles to produce enough uniforms for the massive army. You receive a pair of boots. But one thing you often don't receive enough of is food. That will become one of the defining features of your military life. You are assigned to a unit. Most conscripts join the ground forces, the largest branch of the Korean People's Army. Then you climb onto a truck. The truck begins driving north. Toward the DMZ, the heavily militarized border with South Korea. Your military life has begun. Level 2, the private. Your first rank is the lowest. Private. You are assigned to an infantry unit stationed near the border. Nearly 70% of North Korea's military is positioned within about 90 miles of the demilitarized zone. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers. Thousands of artillery systems. Thousands of tanks. All facing south toward Seoul, a city of more than 10 million people located only about 35 miles from the border. Your barracks is usually a simple concrete building. During winter there is often no heating. Fuel is limited, and infantry units are not a high priority. North Korean winters can drop to -20 degrees Celsius. 40 soldiers sleep in the same room on wooden platforms. Thin blankets. Body heat becomes the only warmth available. Food rations are officially supposed to be about 800 grams of rice or corn per day. But many soldiers receive much less. Sometimes 600 grams. Sometimes 500. During the devastating famine of the 1990s, some soldiers received 300 grams, or nothing at all. That famine is known inside North Korea as the Arduous March. Some estimates say between 600,000 and 2.5 million people died. The military was supposed to receive food before civilians. But even soldiers went hungry. Hunger becomes constant. Not dramatic starvation every day. But a slow, constant emptiness that affects your strength and concentration. Still, training continues. Daily drills. Endless marching. Weapons maintenance. And long political education sessions where soldiers memorize ideological texts and speeches. Your rifle is usually a Type 58, North Korea's version of the AK-47. Many of them were manufactured decades ago. Spare parts are scarce. You must clean it constantly. Because failing inspection can lead to punishment. and punishment often means physical beatings from superiors. Level 3, the corporal. After 2 or 3 years, some soldiers become corporals. Promotion is not based mainly on combat skill. Instead, it depends heavily on political loyalty. One important factor is something called Songbun. Songbun is North Korea's classification system for citizens. It divides families into categories such as loyal, wavering, hostile. This classification is based on your family history. If your grandparents were considered politically loyal, you have more opportunities. If they were associated with landowners, religious groups, or South Korean forces during the Korean War, your status may be considered hostile. That can limit your entire career. Every military unit also has a political officer. His job is not military training. His job is to monitor ideological loyalty. He organizes sessions where soldiers must publicly confess their mistakes and criticize themselves. As a corporal, you now lead a small group of soldiers. About 8 to 10 men. You are responsible for their discipline and performance. You are also responsible for something extremely difficult. Their food. Because rations are often not enough. Soldiers must sometimes collect additional food themselves. They gather wild plants, grass, roots, even tree bark. Many defectors who escaped North Korea have confirmed this reality repeatedly over the years. Level 4, the sergeant. After 4 or 5 years of service, you might become a sergeant. Now you supervise a platoon of around 30 to 40 soldiers. Most of them are still teenagers when they arrive. Young, thin, and nervous. But combat training is not your main task. Instead, much of your time is spent on construction projects. The Korean People's Army is one of the largest construction forces in the country. Soldiers build roads, dams, monuments, apartment buildings, military tunnels. North Korea has more than 11,000 underground military facilities. Many of them are tunnels dug into mountains near the DMZ. Sometimes soldiers spend months digging tunnels with hand tools. Heavy machinery is often unavailable. Accidents happen frequently. Tunnel collapses can bury soldiers under tons of rock. Deaths in the military often come not from combat, but from malnutrition, disease,